now at 5:30, the best weather day of the long holiday weekend at the beach, at least so far. It ended up being today, the 4th.
Big facts. And blue sky, sunshine, refreshing water brought the crowds out in full force to celebrate. WESH 2's Claire Matz reports in Volusia County, beach safety has brought in as many crews as possible to keep their visitors safe.
In anticipation of this busy holiday with so many people on the shoreline, beach safety has at least 115, 120 personnel up and down the shore, at least 70 lifeguard towers staffed.
You got to get up early. If you're not here by 8:30, you're down that end near the rocks.
On the 4th of July, Volusia County beaches are prime real estate, and many hit the sand first thing to score a spot.
Well, look at the water. Look at the people. It's beautiful here.
Beach safety is around to make sure everyone stays safe and smiling. Though so far the rip current rescues have not been record-setting, those dangerous currents are there, and lifeguards can see the trouble before swimmers get in it.
They're looking for the pits in the sandbar. They're looking for the water breaking in different directions. They're looking for the rip current itself flowing out, or kind of sandy looking darker water.
We try to stay close to a lifeguard station.
So they can see what you can.
Yeah, oh, definitely, yes.
In addition to the water, first responders are keeping an eye on the beach road. The mix of vehicles and beachgoers sometimes hazardous. There have been a number of lost children safely reunited with parents the last few days, and of course fireworks. They are strictly prohibited down here for safety and environmental reasons.
Bad for the birds, it's bad for the turtles, and that's a big part of it as well. So no fireworks on the beach.
The many precautions taken for this holiday will likely extend into the week because some of these folks are here for more than just the long weekend. In New Smyrna Beach, Volusia County, Claire Matz, WESH 2 News.
Claire, thank you. Lightning wasn't so much of a problem today on the beach, but this weekend, a different story. Beach safety cleared the water because of lightning several times during the day. Remember our phrase from our first warning weather team, when thunder roars, get indoors.
I remember that one. All right, new details on the teenager who's in the hospital after a shark attack in Taylor County. That 17-year-old girl will have part of her leg amputated because of the bite. We told you on Friday that girl was bitten by a shark while looking for scallops in water that was 5 feet deep. Her brother jumped in the water and beat the shark until it set her free. Today, those siblings talked about that attack.
Well, we were actually swimming side by side when it happened, and I heard her make a noise, almost like something scared her, and I sat up and looked and didn't see her, and then she came up from the water, and I saw the shark and the blood and all that, and then I swam over there.
He's always been kind of like a hero to me. Ever since we were little, he's always been there, and I don't really expect anything less of him, to be honest. I knew once I was in trouble, he would get me out. He'd promised me.
Well, I can hear her kind of tearing up there. Now, that is how you're supposed to do for your sibling. The teenager will have one of her legs amputated above the knee tomorrow.
We are just days away from the start of the sentencing trial for the Parkland school shooter. The jury was already sworn in last week after a months-long selection process. During the trial, they will decide whether or not to recommend the death sentence. The defense did ask for the trial to be delayed because of the Buffalo and Uvalde mass shootings, but the judge decided and denied that request on Friday. Opening statements are expected to begin on Wednesday. And over in Texas, the Uvalde School District Police Chief, highly criticized for his lack of response during the Robb Elementary School shooting, resigned from his city council seat. This is Pete Arredondo. He resigned over the weekend. He's been on administrative leave from the school district almost 2 weeks now. People in the community say that's not enough. They want him to step down from the police force. NBC News reached out to Arredondo's attorney, but they haven't heard back yet.
Now to your commitment 2022. The race for governor in California has stretched all the way to Florida.
Freedom is under attack in your state. Your Republican leaders, they're banning books, making it harder to vote, restricting speech in classrooms, even criminalizing women and doctors.
In a new campaign ad, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom attacks Governor Ron DeSantis and his policies. In it, he urges Floridians to join his fight for freedom. He says DeSantis is taking away. The 30-second spot started running on Fox News today. Newsom says he's not interested in running for president, but the ad is expected to stir speculation that he may run in 2024, where his possible Republican opponent could be DeSantis. The last remaining Medal of Honor recipient from World War II has been given the honor of lying in state at the U.S. Capitol. Herschel Woodrow Williams passed away last Wednesday at the age of 98. Just yesterday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that he deserved special honors. President Harry Truman personally awarded the Medal of Honor to Williams back in 1945.
President Joe Biden is set to address the nation tonight to celebrate Independence Day after 2 years of pandemic closures.
Yeah, this is Americans are experiencing a July 4th with record inflation and political upheaval as well. Christopher Salas is in our Washington bureau with more on the president's message.
Christina Summer, President Joe Biden calling the 4th of July a sacred holiday and a time to celebrate the idea that America was founded on, that all people are created equal.
This 4th of July, the president with a message. Our best days still lie ahead. The holiday comes amid record inflation, unprecedented travel disruptions, hearings over the January 6th insurrection, and a Supreme Court term that saw some rights strengthened, and join the fight. Others removed entirely.
The holiday take on a different meaning for you today?
Yeah, so the reason why we're out here protesting basically is because we feel that if women or people who own uteruses don't have the right to choose what they do with their own body, then none of us are free. So why should we be celebrating independence on a day like this?
For others, the holiday bringing more than one reason to celebrate.
We love coming up to D.C. We feel like we haven't done it because of COVID for so long, so it's nice to be able to kind of come back.
With the pandemic now waning, public shows returning for the first time in years. The pomp and circumstance bringing some to reflect on the country's 246-year history.
I think that's what we should celebrate, not necessarily how we are currently, but where we're trying to reach.
Unfortunately, there will not be a public fireworks show in several cities across the country, and that's due to the ongoing threat of wildfires and a fireworks shortage. In Washington, I'm Christopher Salas, WESH 2 News.
All right, we just got an update from the hospital officials in Illinois after that mass shooting at a 4th of July parade that happened this morning there.